Hey guys, this is Chelsea Joy, and this is going to be your 25-minute yin session for Mandala Tree. Now, today's class is actually inspired by the idea of letting go. Now, it's the full moon, which our lovely fellow teacher Rachel reminded me of, and the full moon is all about letting go. So it's being in the period of time where you focus in on things in your life which you've been holding on to, and then just focusing on getting rid of it. So let's focus on that theme throughout our practice today, and any emotions that might come up, just allow it to come up and sit with them and just acknowledge them, because it's when we acknowledge things we're able to let it pass. So with that being said, let's get started. So we're just going to we're going to actually stay in some of the poses for a bit longer today than I would normally have us in. And with that in mind, we're going to get started with the bolster. So for mine right here, I'm going to make it into a bit of a thicker bolster by just putting it between my legs. If you have an actual bolster, simply put it on top of your legs and caterpillar. In any case, what we're going to do is we're just going to grab onto the edge of the bolster. Now, if you have the flexibility, you can grab onto your feet as well. But we're just going to simply lay across it, and we're going to start here by taking one breath in, big breath into the belly, and a slow breath out. Just slowly allowing ourselves to collapse over. Feel free to bend your knees a little bit if that feels nice. Another breath in, slow breath out, and relaxing the shoulders. And just allow your head to rest on top of the bolster. It's very, very gentle here, so we just want to make sure we're releasing the tension over the bolster, not holding on to any tension in the shoulders. If we feel tension in the shoulders, just put your attention there and just allow that to drop. Maybe allow your third eye to rest against the bolster. Just gently pressing that in. Encouraging your head to just become heavy. And relaxing the tension in the back of the neck. Huge breath in again into the back ribs this time. And letting it go. Now at this point, feel free to relax your hands if you'd like. You can relax them to your sides, or relax them over your feet or calves, whatever feels nice. And we're just going to stay here for a good couple minutes. And just a reminder to allow your breath to become nice and slow and steady and deep. So just even counting in to the count of 5 or even 6 if you can muster it, and then slowly releasing to the count of 5 or 6. Slow and steady breaths. If at any point during this pose you feel like you'd like to go a little deeper, you can bring your torso up just a little bit. Take a deep breath in, arch your spine, and slowly easing all the way back down. Imagining that a bit more space is being created in your lower back through the lumbar. And releasing. We'll be here for another 5 breaths, so make them as slow and steady as possible. Big breath into the belly. Slow breath out. Last breath. Slowly, just coming back to center. And then we're just going to bring the legs out into a V position. And just rocking side to side, removing the cushions. And we're going to walk the heels outward. And this time, if you have a bolster, you can use that thick, if it's a thick bolster, that's great. If you don't have a bolster and you're using pillows, maybe double up on the pillows. So, though we're talking about letting go in this practice, letting go is also a process of gentleness and just allowing yourself to slowly immerse into it rather than forcing. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons for all of us in trying to let go of the things that we've been holding on to. Often when we try to force it, it doesn't really work. So we're just going to really be gentle. So I'm going to use 2 pillows today, and just simply, you can put your hands on top and just put the side of your face, either right or left, whatever you feel drawn to today. Just placing that down on your hands. Remembering to keep the toes pointed towards the ceiling. We're having a nice calf and hamstring opener here. So just starting really, really simply, really gently here. And we will be here for a few minutes, so just get comfortable. If you feel you can't hold the pose that you're in at the moment, just adjust it so that you're in a sense of body where you feel comfortable and at ease. Let's take a collective big breath in here. Slow breath out. Couple more breaths. And just relaxing the body over the pillows. You can relax your feet now. Still feeling that gentle pull from your heels into your calves, into your hamstrings, but allowing the toes to relax. Focus now on relaxing the belly. If you're holding on to tension even a little bit in the belly, just relax that. Now focusing our attention on the shoulders, just allowing the shoulders to drop and relax. And finally, placing attention on our head. And see if you're holding your head up at all. Holding tension in the neck, in the head. And as we put our attention there, just letting go of that tension. You might start to feel your head become very heavy on top of your hands. Just allowing that feeling of weight to send you into more relaxation. As we breathe into our tummy, expanding the belly outward, and slowly releasing. Maybe 2 more breaths like that, expanding the belly, relaxing it. And at this point, if you feel you'd like to move a little bit further into this, you can push the bolsters away, creating a bit more space in your lower back for your whole torso to just come forward. You might feel this a little bit more in our hamstrings. That gentle pull, not forced though, just gentle. Let's take just 3 breaths here, deep into the belly. When you're ready, slowly allowing your torso to come all the way back up to center. Alright, and we're going to keep the bolsters close by. I'm just going to put them in front of myself here. And I'm going to come to the side so I can show you guys what we're going to do next. So we're going to come into a melting heart. Now, melting heart is one of the most intense heart opening poses that we can probably ever do. Now, letting go, a lot of us hold on to some stuff in our heart space, which makes our shoulders close a little bit. You know, I'm in London right now and I see a lot of people rushing around with their shoulders close to them. It's a protective mechanism. So in allowing ourselves to open that up, it's such a nice feeling to be able to open our shoulders, which helps our heart space to open up. It's quite nice. So I'm just going to place the bolsters close to me here in case I need them. I'm also going to grab my little pillow. So if you have a little pillow as well, that's great. You can use that. But what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure our knees are about hip width distance under us. So no straining, no opening them too wide. And we would just want our thigh to be just vertical here. So we don't want it to be too far back or too far forward, just about vertical. And we're going to start here. Just again, make sure you have your pillow or your bolster close by because we're going to use it in a moment. Just place your elbows just down a little bit ahead of your shoulders. And we're going to start by placing our hands into prayer. Placing our hands in prayer just in front of us, just like so. And then just placing our head down between the elbows. And we're just going to gently guide our elbows away from us in front. So we just want a nice opening of the shoulders here. And we're going to start like this because I want us to just take a couple deep breaths in before we allow our heart to sink towards the ground. Because again, this is a beautiful heart opener. So we want to start gently. Feel free to relax the tops of your feet against the ground. Big breath in here. couple breaths like that as you gently ease your chest toward the ground and opening up the shoulders in front of you. And feel free to relax the side of your face to the ground, or you can keep your third eye to the ground, whatever feels nice. But in any case, just slowly allowing that heart space to relax as close to the ground as you can get it. Again, it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's just about how it feels. So we want to be feeling this lovely opening in our shoulders, and then eventually that'll open enough so that we can just allow our solar plexus area and our heart space to guide toward the ground. Big breath in, slow breath out, and take as many deep breaths here as you need. This is, again, a very intense posture for the heart. And I just want to remind us as well, of course, this is a very vulnerable position, so instead of tilting our hips forward, just allow your hips to tilt back. There's no one in the room but us. So we just want to make sure we can open ourselves as much as possible to let go. We hold so much in our hips as well, so much stagnant emotions that we haven't processed. Especially for women, that's kind of our epicenter. So we tend to hold a lot there. So opening those hips out, arching the upper back towards the ground. And I'll let us have some space here. We won't be here for too long, but let's just take a few big breaths in and out. And when you're ready, bringing your head up, and we're just going to bring our belly to the ground just for a moment. We're going to bring our toes up to the sky behind us and just wiggle back and forth a few times. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips back and forth. All right, now placing your hands on the ground, we're going to come all the way back. And all right, so what we're going to do is a little different than what we've done before. So we're going to come into a deer pose. So I know we've gone through deer pose before, but what we're going to do from that deer pose is a little different. So we're going to start placing the right knee on the ground. So again, deer pose is kind of like as if we were going into pigeon, except bringing that calf angled down towards us. And then we're going to bring, again, if you're on a normal mat, you're going to bring your the left knee towards the edge of the mat. So this looks like a typical deer pose posture from the hips downward. But then we're going to do something a little different. We're going to grab a bolster. Now you'll definitely need a bolster for this, or pillows, so definitely grab a couple pillows if you don't have a bolster. But we're going to just place that on the side of our thigh here, so the side of our right thigh. So we're just going to place it literally against that thigh. And we're going to slowly come over, all the way over. It feels so nice. We're just going to drape ourselves over to the right side here. Now feel free to hold your head up like so, or you can literally just drape yourself over that side. Now make sure this feels comfortable. If it feels weird on your right hip, you can adjust it. Like for me, I think I'm going to come into this a little deeper. So I'm going to bring that bolster back more towards my hip, and then come over. But feel free just to play with it, just to adjust it a little bit. And we just want to relax into this. So again, you can keep your head up if that feels nice. But the goal here is just to relax the hips. And relaxing the head. And if it feels nice, instead of crunching inward, crunching the shoulders inward, we're going to just place the shoulder, that left shoulder, so it's back. So we're not holding on to any tension there. And let's take 3 big breaths to calibrate. Wonderful. And just relaxing against the bolster. At this point, we should be feeling something in that left hip. This is a bit of an opening for the outside of that left hip, because we're bringing our bodies over and just allowing that to almost create a bit of space there, which is really nice. So because of that, we want to make sure we're not holding on to tension in that left side. We really just want to let go and physically and literally imagine that we're physically creating space there. Big breath in, slow breath out. We're going to take 1 more big breath in and slow breath out. And slowly, slowly, very gently coming all the way back up to center and just exchanging sides. So, left knee on the ground, right knee on the edge of your mat, taking the bolster, placing it on that left side. Again, you can place it directly against or more towards your hip, whatever feels nice. And just simply draping yourself over. Again, you can hold your head up or you can just drape yourself over. But in any case, we just want to feel that opening in the right hip. So just placing yourself where you're going to allow yourself to create that space in that hip. Allowing your shoulder to fall open. Big breath in. Expanding the belly. Slow breath out. Another couple breaths like that. And we're just going to be here for another minute. So in this minute, just allow yourself to create space there in in that hip, sending love to that right hip. Maybe thanking it for supporting us and for being the epicenter for our femininity as well. So taking a deep breath in, slow breath out. Letting go of the tension, just surrendering into this. And when you're ready, slowly making our way all the way back up. Oh, very slowly. And just coming into a cross-legged position. Boop. Oops. If you heard that cracking, that was my hip. That was that right hip. All right, and we're just going to place our hands on our knees and wiggle back and forth a little bit. Just in a figure 8. Roll the shoulders back. Create space in the neck. Do a simple, gentle head roll here. Really gentle. Placing the head all the way back, looking up at the sky. And then bringing our head to center. Placing our hands on our heart. Taking one big breath in. Expanding the heart space. And letting go. One more big breath like that, really pressing into the heart space here. And just imagining we're letting go of anything that does not serve us through our breath. Let's take one more for good measure. Placing our hands into prayer. And together we say Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today in this practice of letting go. And remember to set your full moon intentions for what you want to let go. And thank you to Rachel for reminding me.